So the opportunity, actually, I remembered you regarding you attending this conference in Tokyo. You remember? And I
Yeah,
introduced, yeah, and I introduced you to my partner, Kathim Fadal, because we were
yeah,
trying to actually conclude one of the Mitsubishi transaction. And
yes.
the Japanese system, they required actually a documented letter of credit to
Mm-hmm.
close that deal, which I've signed with one of the Dubai buyers. And
Okay.
that was the reason. But now the opportunity is this, that we have got another company in Japan, and
Mm-hmm.
that company likes our proposal of doing multiple projects. Obviously, I am in the gold business, and we are actually utilizing gold to basically do economic vibrancy of everybody. And
Okay.
that the gold maintains its value, and so that is the proposal we have, and we would like to see what we can do, with respect to, Liberia is a small country, and I have a gentleman, gemologist from Freetown, who is representing our company there. So I think we can form a nice, harmonious team, and we plan to dance TQLMA Japan as a base, okay, to
Uh-huh.
integrate all the best technologies, in the minds of ECOWAS, start with ECOWAS, and
Yeah.
we take care of that. And then, definitely all the stakeholders will be benefited. And what we are guaranteeing is this, that whatever amount of money they are making today, we can enhance it by 10%. Okay. So that way we sign joint venture agreement with all the stakeholders. And our plan is this, that we build our Wheel of Life Farm School, because the food is needed by everybody in Africa. And we want to make sure that our children are educated at the same time. And when we build this Wheel of Life Farm School in those farms and gold mines, basically, that way the technology will be seamlessly integrated. And all the young people in Africa will be trained in this climate smart technologies. So it will become a sort of a self-sustaining project. So we integrate the technologies there, we get the rough diamonds and door gold, which is available out there. And eventually we can do the value addition also in Africa. Currently, we can use the Japanese facilities, because I'm setting up my campus in Japan. And in that particular campus, we will be doing the value addition. Mitsubishi refinery will be refining our gold. So that way we have got this 99.99% bullion available with us. And that bullion will be now stored in a secure warehouse in Japan. Okay. And based on that secure gold which we have available, we will be issuing this blockchain TT bars and Park gold coins. So the idea is this, that, all the ordinary people, okay, hard-working farmers, hard-working residents, everybody now enjoys the benefit of gold. And the gold is not held by, few people on the top. It gets distributed. So this is a mechanism of distributing it.
Wow, that sounds good.
So that is the plan. And now let's activate, your contacts globally, which you have available, and get a letter from your president that when we set up this company there in Liberia as a foreign direct investment company, we should get the best incentives, from the government. And if the president accepts this donation of $25 million modular hospital, this hospital is also available, which we can get into Liberia, and, so that all the people who are suffering from COVID-19, they can be sort of, taken care of.
That's interesting. That's great.
That's a proposal, and let me know now how can we move forward.
Okay, I'll do that, and I'll keep in touch with you. Let's work on it. Let's work on it. It's very interesting.
Okay, so let's do this, and review the proposal, and tell me how much, like you mentioned, certain quantity of gold which was available out there, so we can actually consume that gold also, and sign a joint venture agreement. Basically, you take care of setting up our SAM's TQLMA, Africa or Liberia, basically. And, that company exists as a foreign direct investment company. And then all these transactions will become internal transaction between TQLMA Japan and TQLMA Liberia. So that is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it will be that, you have your own company and we can do a joint venture agreement, and everything can begin immediately. And then in parallel, we can, work with everybody to set up our own company there in Liberia also. But currently this opportunity is there, and let's take advantage of this, basically the hospital which is available. And all my Canadian company needs, that's an NGO, they need a letter from the president that they are willing and ready to receive this particular hospital in their country. And these hospitals were used in Wuhan, China, to treat these, COVID-19 patients. And now Wuhan is basically, in control. Things are in control in Wuhan. So these hospitals, which they actually made, are now available for donation. So they are donating it.
Oh, those are hospitals, those mobile hospitals?
Yeah, they just need a letter from the president that fine, the president is willing and to accept the donation. And then obviously we will bring in the hospital. We will make it part of our Wheel of Life Farm School, and the operation and maintenance will be taken care of by our company.
So we just need a letter of acceptance from the
letter
president
of acceptance that the president of the country is ready to receive this donation. And that's what the Chinese, the manufacturer require. And based on that, they will, donate the hospital. And then our interest definitely in the project is that we can do the climate smart maintenance, etc. of the whole project. And, it's a profitable venture for basically everybody.
But there got to be some kind of request from your organization to the president. I mean, and telling him the offer that you guys have to.
That's the reason I contacted you. That you have a company, you are a CEO, and you are operating a good business there in Liberia. You contact your president and say, this is the opportunity available. I have a joint venture agreement with the Sam's TQLMA group, and my Sam's TQLMA group is offering this opportunity for the people of Liberia.
Okay.
Right? So everything has to be done in a very, very transparent manner. Okay. And that's what our principle is, that we want to do the business legally and ethically, and we don't want to enter into any kind of corruption. So that's the whole point. That the hospital will become based on that commitment that the government is supporting the project and providing the protection and everything else for the facility where we are going to be setting this hospital up. So that means that the government is involved with us, and there is a support, and that's what the requirement is for this NGO. A letter from the president, meaning that the president is now, he knows that this hospital is coming here, and he is going to be providing us with the land, facility to build these Wheel of Life Farm School, and the whole project can then be executed.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. So
very good. I mean, it's a win-win situation for everybody, basically.
Yeah, it sounds like a win-win situation for everybody, the government, the people.
Everybody will be benefiting from it, right? And it will be the service will be provided with dignity. So, you know,
Yeah. So
we will not be getting in.
So what we need to do here, you and I need to work on the MOU, or we
Yeah,
work
you
on the
send me your profile of your company. We will sign an MOU. I will send the document for the MOU. You sign the MOU and we begin basically. Everything else, I know you are capable of doing it. And, you know, I'm sure, you know, you have got the right connections and contact to execute the project.
Oh, sure, I can do all of that, yeah. But I just want to make sure everything is done right. You know, I want to make sure
Everything
we
is
have
done right, and
yeah,
and not just legally and ethically. Ethically
yeah.
meaning that, you know, in this particular project which we do, our company and our organization doesn't get engaged in any kind of corruption.
Thank you.
It's a 100% corruption free project.
Thank you. That makes sense.
That's what we want to
That
do.
makes,
Okay,
yeah,
that's basically going a long way. Okay, when you do things right and when you want to
yeah,
serve people, then people will
yeah.
definitely join you. And we want to really re-engineer, you know, if there are any corruption there, and I'm sure the new government and now I think the leadership is getting transparent. So if there is a little bit of a corruption there, that can also be eliminated. When we actually show to the people that by doing the business legally and ethically, you make more money. It's
So
a
I send you my,
demonstration, right? It's a case study.
yeah, it's a case study. It makes sense. I'll send you my company profile. We'll create an MOU.
Right.
And then
we move forward.
And then we'll move forward from there. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
It sounds like a plan. Nice talking to you.
Sounds like a plan. Let's move forward. You know, I think we have been educating people, sharing knowledge and everything. But now, like you are saying in most of your messages, most important thing is to apply.
Apply, application,
Knowledge
action.
is useless if you don't put it in practice.
It's very true. Very true.
So
very
we want
true.
to apply it ourselves and show it to the young people there that fine, if you apply, you can become like me. That's it.
Most definitely. I appreciate
Small
that, man.
message, okay? Nobody would say no to it.
I believe that.
Everybody would love to become Mr. Tar, you know? So that's a plan actually. And, you know, we are providing the young people the opportunity to become that.
Very true.
That's actually, you know, because, you know, the question was asked by my gemologist, David, that, you know, most of the people in Africa, they don't have money. Okay. And how can they become the member of your club and join the Sam's Wheel of Life Farm School and everything? They don't have the money. So I simply told him that you are a gemologist. And when you give that message to everybody there, that if you join us with €1, okay, and if you don't have the euro, we will, you know, help you, you know, with that €1. So you join us. If you join us, you will become like me. And I think the whole Africa would like to become a gemologist like David, you know.
I know, eh?
So that's how the plan actually got sort of realized. And that's a statement I'm making, that if you're a successful person, you know, you want to make sure that the young people learn from us, do practical things and move forward.
True. So true.
And
so
they
true.
will not have time to do anything wasteful, you know. Once they get into this journey of doing positive things, and everybody would like to become a millionaire and nobody would say no to it, you know. So when you give them a plan to become a millionaire, I mean, nobody would say no to it.
So true. So true.
So that's a very, very sort of a silent way of creating a revolution.
True.
And in ECOWAS country, you know, one of the leader is a leader like, you know, our PM Imran Khan, who wants to make Pakistan corruption free. There are two countries in the world today. Okay, one is Nigeria and one is Pakistan. These two countries are most corrupt. Okay, so now we have got two leaders. One is President Buhari, you know, who also declared openly that I want to make Nigeria corruption free. Okay.
Yeah, that's a serious tax.
It's a very, very serious task. And he actually defended it, okay, in the European world. You know, when he was invited in that conference, anti-corruption kind of a conference, he attended that conference. And in that conference, you know, he was the only person, you know, from the most corrupt country in the world attending the anti-corruption conference. And he gave the speech that actually the root cause of corruption is Europe and America. The root cause of corruption in my country is Europe and America. Because all the money which was stolen from my country is being stored in UK and USA.
That's true.
So now return the money back to us. So, you know, we can invest that money in our own country and make our country corruption free. Everybody was silent. Okay, wonderful statement he made. You know, and he's silent, everybody. I mean, everybody was in silence.
That's so true. That's so true.
That is what our PM is also trying to do. Imran Khan. All the money is stolen from Pakistan for last 70 years. He wants to bring all that money back to Pakistan and make it a corruption-free country. And what we are demonstrating, and as an entrepreneur, what I want to demonstrate is that if you work without corruption, you become more successful.
That's true.
And nobody will be there. And I mean, and the success is that you lead a contented life. A corrupt people is never contented. He's always scared that somebody will catch him and he will be hanged.
You're looking over his shoulders, yeah.
I mean, he cannot sleep. He cannot sleep properly.
That's true.
That's exactly what is happening with our President Trump. You know, he has become a psycho. You see, because of the corruption, and if you do anything wrong, you know, that happens. You lose that contentment, and then, you know, eventually you become a psychiatric patient, basically. So we want to really now take advantage of this situation. COVID-19 has really provided us with that, you know, advantage that now the new world, which we will be looking at, will not have any waste and will be transparent and corruption free. So that's a very brief statement which I'm making. And I think we can really collectively accomplish that. And I tell you this, Mr. Tar, that, you know, entrepreneurs run every country.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Leaders don't.
That's true. Okay. I'm a witness.
You're a witness.
Entrepreneurs
run the country.
That's true. That's true.
And we want to demonstrate that. And, you know, that's the statement I was making, you know, when I was setting up my company in USA, which I'm in the process of doing as a startup New York company. I made that statement that I want to become the highest taxpayer, you know, in America. And if I become the highest taxpayer in America, then I can dictate the leaders and the government to do the right thing.
That's true.
And they will listen to me.
That's true. They have to listen. They don't have the choice.
Yeah, they don't have a choice.
I mean, they don't have the choice because you guys, entrepreneurs hold the economy. Right. In America now, we see Jeff Bezos, we see Bill Gates and Zuckerberg and all those guys. Exactly. They provide more employment more than the federal government.
Exactly. That's and their agenda might be different, okay? And, you know, I mean, so our agenda is this, that we will do everything legally and ethically. Okay. I mean, I give you a simple process, okay, of a legal and ethical scenario. Every NGO legally, if you give them $1, they will keep 40 cents in their pocket. Legally. Okay. We are doing all the hard work and we don't make 40% profit. But if you give a donation to Gates Foundation of $1, 40 cents goes into his pocket.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
That's legal, okay?
Oh yeah.
That's legal. Now,
Yeah.
ethical angle to this whole situation is this. And I actually, in the NGO conference, I presented that proposal to everybody that if you give me 10 cents, if you show me that you are putting your 10 cents for the project, for the good cause you're working on, I will give you $1. I'll give you $1, and $10 should go to the cause.
And that's how does that work? How you do that?
That's the way it should be done. And people should not be making NGO as a business. And then what happens is when people treat that NGO like a business, then even that 60 cents is also 50 cents goes into corruption, and maybe 10 cents are actually going for the cause, for the advertisement of the cause. And actually people are not being helped.
And nobody benefit, yeah.
Nobody benefits from it, you know.
Nobody benefit, yeah.
And that is the, and I think in the COVID-19 world, we are seeing the evidence of it. That all the billions and trillions of dollars which has been spent by NGOs in Africa, the condition of Africa has not improved. Let alone the condition of Africa, the condition of United States has not improved, you know. I mean, there are so many homeless people in North America.
Yeah.
You see,
a whole lot.
Yeah, there are lots of homeless people there, you know, and most of those homeless people in Africa, I was there in DRC and Nairobi. I haven't seen an African as a psychiatric patient, you know. They're not, you know, they are suffering from, you know, poverty and hunger and everything, but they are hardworking people, and, you know, they are not a psychiatric patient.
That's true. That's true.
In America, most of these people who are actually being exploited, you know, the First Nation people, the blacks of, you know, America, and, you know, people suffering from a number of issues, you know, like drug addicts and this and that, all those people are psychiatric patients.
Mm-hmm.
See, so that's a huge problem in that country.
Yeah, it's a serious problem.
And, you know, I mean, I have suggested that if you look at that, you know, video which I'm sharing with everybody, the meeting I had with Heidi Little, you know, is one of our, you know, person who is with a mission to educate 2 billion mothers. Okay, she's a musician, a very successful person, and she has developed this curriculum of teaching everybody to taking care of themselves. Okay, so I mean, we have a lot of similarities, and I simply told her the problems with NGOs, and NGO is always out of money, and they are always, you know, spending money to raise money, you know, and their life is spent like that. So I said, well, now I am an entrepreneur, and we are setting up H&M, you know, incorporated as a startup New York company, and I will take care of providing you the funds. You do your good work. On the same model that any cause, if they put 10 cents, you're going to give them $1 to make sure that the cause is taken care of. And we eliminate that, you know, root cause of that problem if we spend $1.10 into the project.
Wow.
That's it. You see, so, I mean, this is the beauty of collective wisdom.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's
now,
the
collective wisdom exists, but the Japanese philosophy is just-in-time application. If you get a wisdom today, and that's what I do, I take nice quotes from you, and then I integrate that quote into my messages, and I communicate the message immediately. And then I ask people to act on it.
Wow.
So the just-in-time action actually gets results.
That makes sense. That
Otherwise,
makes a lot of sense.
all the wisdom and knowledge you have, you know, and if you don't apply it, you are like a donkey.
Yeah, yeah. It's a waste of time.
It's a waste
You
of
could have
time. You are actually having a burden of this knowledge on your shoulder. Your shoulder is burdened with knowledge, and it's not being applied. If you
you're
apply
not applying.
it, you become a horse which wins the race all the time.
So true, man.
You
So
see,
true.
if you don't
So
apply
true.
that knowledge, then you are a donkey.
Yeah, it become a burden on you. Yeah.
It's a burden on you. You're not applying it.
Yeah.
You're not sharing it,
Yeah.
and you're not applying it.
Makes sense. Makes
So
sense.
this is our plan to share our knowledge with the young people. Okay. So they become a benchmark entrepreneurs, and not just entrepreneurs, legal and ethical social entrepreneur. Okay. And once you do that part, then, we have done our part. It's a simple process. Okay. If I make 1% like me, I've done my part. If you make 1% like you, you've done your part. Then the things will continue.
It's true.
So that's a plan. So I'm looking forward to your company profile, and I will also share this meeting, with everybody, so we know what we are working on in Africa, and then everybody can, basically participate in it. And
Makes sense.
That will give you. I mean, this recording will give you that. Okay, this is what our plans is, and everybody in Africa is welcome to join us, and we make this change.
Makes sense. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the opportunity.
Sure.
I appreciate it so much.
So now, let's move forward with this MOU, between us, and then you share this recording also with the president and tell them this is what we plan to do.
Makes sense.
That's it. I mean, you don't have to really, I mean, when you share this recording, I'm sure the president is going to write, leave everything else and write a letter.
Most definitely. He should be able to do that. Yeah. I'll get it to him. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's move forward with the MOU. Send me the company profile, your name, the address and everything, and I will prepare an MOU. We sign the MOU, and then we move forward with the project.
No worries, man. Appreciate that.
Okay.
The opportunity.
Pleasure talking to you, and now we will put our wisdom to action.
Makes sense. Makes sense. There's no time to wait.
Okay.
No time to procrastinate. Procrastination is not time now. No time for procrastination.
Exactly. No time to procrastinate. Why? I tell you why. Yeah. Because if you are working on a business of about $7 trillion a year of providing immunity boosting food to 7 billion residents who are dying, of COVID-19, if you waste a minute, you've wasted $1 billion.
Makes sense.
See, that's how the precious the time is. You can save one life if you don't waste a minute. And in terms of the revenue, you can make $1 billion in a minute.
Time is more than money.
Yeah, it is. Money is there. I mean, the money is there, and that money is being misused by others. So we make sure that it is not misused.
There's so much money, abundant money, but time is not.
Money is there. I mean, in USA and Europe, about a couple of $1 trillion is there, and they are being wasted.
Yeah. No, that's true.
We don't want to do that, and we want to really capture this market. And we have to do zero advertisement, because it's very simple. Everyone needs to protect themselves from COVID-19. And we have a solution for providing them immunity boosting food and natural herbal treatments. Which we are practicing it in India, and people are coming out of the bed by taking it.
Wow. Okay. Natural herbal treatment.
Natural herbal, no side effects.
Yeah. Immunity boosting food.
Immunity boosting food, and that's what you need.
Mm-hmm.
And the other beautiful part about the whole project is when we isolate these COVID-19 families into our Wheel of Life Farm School, they are all COVID-19 positive, and we are enhancing their immunity. So now they are all equipped to fight COVID-19. And when they donate their plasma to, other COVID-19 patients, that's the best way of treating it. You see, because they have developed the immunity, and when they give their plasma to the other patients, their immunity will be boosted also.
Got you. Makes sense.
So that is the whole revolution, It's not just taking care of the patient, but taking care of the COVID-19 positive families in such a way that we save their lives, we enhance their immunity, and then they become actually the donor of the plasma to help everybody else out.
Got you.
So that's our small, humble kind of a plan of maintaining our health in the COVID-19 world.
Makes sense. Appreciate that, man.
Okay.
That's smart of you. That's smart.
So that's what we want to do. And then idea is this, okay? Everybody's looking at North America, Europe, UK to come up with the solution. Now, if Liberia becomes that country which provides them the solution, then Liberia will be on the top of the map,
Oh yeah, most definitely. It's true.
Who did it? Liberian did it,
Yeah.
And big people will be ashamed that if a small country like Liberia can do it, shame on us.
It's true. That's going to change a lot of stuff in Liberia if that happens.
Oh, it will. It will positively do. It's an economic vibrancy model,
Yeah. It's going to create a vibrant economy in this country, and change lives.
Yeah, save lives. Life is the most precious, thing. And, people were asking me why you are giving all these things away free. Well, I said, if I give and I save a life, the life I saved is my permanent customer.
It's true.
If a person has died, and I could have saved him, if I save his life, then I don't have to do any marketing anymore. He is my lifetime customer for immunity boosting food and health and everything, This is zero marketing way of really making 7 billion customers. Right?
It's so true.
Right? These are all facts, And I consider all this thing as a miracle of COVID-19.
It's the miracle of COVID-19?
It is a miracle of COVID-19, If the COVID-19 was not there, you won't have that time which you have today. You would have told me, Mufaddal, make an appointment with me a week from now. I'm too busy.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? I mean, that's how true. We were busy before, Now we are not busy doing wasteful things.
That's true.
Traveling and attending meetings and doing all those nonsense things which you used to do before.
It's true.
Now we are doing, today we are doing, a $1 trillion business in this particular Zoom conference.
It's true.
Right? So really, all the waste, has been eliminated by COVID-19, and I consider that as a blessing.
So true.
So we conclude with that. I'm not going to take up your next minute, so you can start working on emailing me the MOU, or, and your profile, so I can prepare the MOU and I send it back before I sleep.
Okay, send me your email, please. Send me your email. Can you just send me your email on?
Yeah, I will do that. I think my email is there in the messages which I sent. Dr. Mufaddal53, at gmail.com.
Okay, got you. I will send you my profile to the email there.
Yeah, please do that. And then, in the return of that thing, I will just prepare the MOU for you, and then we move forward.
Makes sense. Appreciate it so much, man.
All right.
Appreciate it, man. I wish you all the best. I wish you success.
Okay,
you take care.
Take care. We will do it.
Okay, be blessed, man.
Yeah, be blessed, and take care of yourself, and we move forward. Okay.
All right, bless.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.